Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be answering a question that I get asked all the time, which is Phalanges, what mouse sensitivity do you play at? Or ManPhalanges, what mouse sensitivity do you recommend I play at? And the answer is pretty easy. I play at a 54 centimeter 360, and you should probably play at like a 20 to 60 centimeter 360. But I'm guessing that basically had no effect on you and you had no idea what that meant. So in this video, I'll explain to you why your sensitivity is best explained in a centimeter 360. It's mainly because your sensitivity in-game comes down to three factors. Firstly, your in-game sensitivity, okay? That's the percentage that you were probably expecting me to say. I play at 8%. The second thing is your mouse DPI. This is the sensitivity of your mouse sensor, measured in dots per inch or counts per inch, DPI or CPI. I play at 400. Then the third thing is your Windows sensitivity, and that is basically the pointer options within Windows. I play at 6 out of 11. So let's go ahead and show you guys an example of these three things all acting together. So here we are, Star Wars Battlefront, right? And I am at 8% in-game currently, okay? So if I move my mouse around, that's about what you expect to see. Okay, excellent. We bump this up to 75. Why not? Now I'm moving a crazy ton. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, right? But what if I adjust my DPI on my mouse? Again, we're back to 8% here. If I go on my mouse, I'm currently at 400 DPI, right? So if we look in game, 400 DPI, okay, that's what I'm used to. 6200 DPI is also an option for my Logitech G502 here. So if I hit this button, boom, I'm at 6200. You can see 400, 6200. If we look in game, 400, 6200. 400, 6200. So obviously, this is still keeping the same 8% in game, but it's my DPI that's changing, okay? And again, the last factor is your Windows sensitivity. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how you look this up. So we just open up the Start menu, search Mouse. I'm on Windows 10, so it might be slightly different for you. I'm going to go to Mouse and Touchpad Settings. I'm going to go to Additional Mouse Options here. And ignore this slider. This is double-click speed. Ignore this. We want to go to Pointer Options at the top. Click on that, and you'll see this slider here and Enhance Pointer Precision. All right, we'll get back to this Enhance Pointer Precision. Select Pointer Speed. 6 out of 11 is the best. As you can see here, now I'm really slow versus now I'm really fast. Okay, so 6 out of 11. I'll put the steps on screen for you guys here, but essentially that's a best. Think of this slider as a scalar multiplier for your DPI. Basically, if you raise it over this, it's going to be resulting in skipped pixels or skipped dots or counts on your on screen. And then if you put it below, you're going to get ignored pixels. So you want it at 6 out of 11. All right. Then enhance pointer precision. Oh, if you can't use 6 out of 11 for whatever reason, 4 out of 11 is your next best because that is exactly a 1/2 multiplier. So yes, you're getting ignored pixels, but it's a consistent 1/2 ignored. So it's a little bit easier to adjust to. Now let's go ahead and talk about enhanced pointer precision. This is something known as mouse acceleration. This checkbox comes shipped with your computer that comes on by default with Windows, okay? You want to uncheck it, and the reason for this is muscle memory. Essentially, you know, if you play any sports, whatever, you play tennis or you hit a ball with a racket or you play hockey or you hit a puck or you play baseball and you got to catch a ball, all these things are reliant on your muscle memory. You know, when you are going to catch a ball, you're not calculating, oh, I need to put my hand this far out. I need to be ready to grab it at this exact time. You don't do that. Your mind just kind of is like, oh, well, I've done this 1,000 times before, so I have an understanding of what I need to do to catch that ball. Same idea in game. I have 4 out of 11, that's why. Okay. If I want to do a 90-degree turn in game, I'm very comfortable with this. I can do this movement all day because this is just what my muscles are tuned to. Now, that's because I've enhanced pointer precision off. I'll go ahead and show you guys what mouse acceleration looks like. I made 2 screwdrivers here to show you guys. Alright, let's minimize this, bring this down to 4 out of 11 just to make it easier. And I'm just going to move my mouse between these 2 screwdrivers, right? So I'm moving the same distance on my screen, right? Because I'm on my mouse pad, so that means I should move the same distance on my screen, right? If I go fast, doesn't matter, same distance. If I go slowly, doesn't matter, same distance. All right? If we put on enhanced pointer precision, this changes it. Alright, so if I move slowly, again, same distance, right? But then if I move quickly, hold on, if I move quickly, you guys can see I went all the way over to over here. And again, I'm only moving between these two screwdrivers. I'm getting more distance because I'm moving the mouse quickly. This is mouse acceleration. It's undesirable because you're adding a non-human factor. You're kind of relying on software to help you with aiming. You're not going to get the tuned muscle memory. You're going to hit a point in your skill ceiling where your aim is not going to improve anymore, and that is because your muscles are trying to get tuned to something that is they can't really tune to because it's software algorithms and undesirable. All right. So if all of this didn't make any sense, and you just want to start at square one phalanges, how do I set my sensitivity to something that I can become a better player at? Here's your answer. Step 1, go to your mouse properties, put it at 6 out of 11. Check off enhanced pointer precision, okay? No mouse acceleration, one-to-one movement at 6 out of 11, okay. Next step, open your mouse software. You want to set your DPI here. So for this, you want to pick a DPI. DPI is not a measure of sensor accuracy. All the garbage about the Razer, Death Adder 12,000 DPI sensor, that's all bullshit. Don't worry about that. All that matters is that you're at a sensitivity, that you're at a DPI that's comfortable for you, okay? I would recommend probably don't go lower than 400, probably don't go over 2,000. If you're on like a 4K monitor, maybe you'll want to go a little bit higher, but you want to put your DPI at something that is comfortable for you to use Windows in, okay? So if I'm at 6200 DPI and I want to select Steam, I'm obviously having a hard time picking Steam. Or if I want to go over here and pick iTunes, that's pretty hard for me to do. But if at 400 DPI, I can pick Steam or iTunes, no problem. Okay, so 400 DPI works well for me. Then your final step is adjusting your in-game sensitivity. So you go in game, you play a few matches, you figure out what works well for you. Hey, I tend to like 8% right here, perfect, 8% is good. Now I'm ready to measure my centimeter 360. So to do this, here I am on Tatooine Dune Sea Battle, so I don't have any bots on to bug me. I'm just going to go ahead and I'll pick a corner right here. Alright, this corner looks fantastic. I'll shoot there to leave a mark. And now I'll just put my mouse on the edge of my mouse pad. Alright. I'm going to move my mouse horizontally until I complete a full 360. And it's okay. If you go up or down a little bit, that's okay. We're measuring horizontal distance, not vertical. We get our tape measure out. We measure from the point that I started to the point that I ended on my mouse. And sure enough, that is perfectly... Oh, that's stuck there. That's a 54 centimeter 360 is where I ended up over here. Alright? So that's how you measure your centimeter 360. And if you're curious, like, oh, is mine good or bad? It's a personal preference thing. There's even professional players who play with mouse acceleration on. It really is personal preference. So if you guys want a bit of a comparison here, I have here's Counter-Strike Go. So this is a much I don't want to say slower paced, but it's a much higher precision game. So as you guys can see here, we have, a few people who are in the 20s, not a whole lot though, a few people in the 30s, but then the majority of people here are all in the 40s and 50s. So that's a pretty low sensitivity. Alternatively, you look at a game here, Quake Live. This is a very fast-paced game. You're doing a lot of mouse movements, which means if you play at a super low sensitivity, you're not going to be able to keep up with your hand. So they're going to play at a higher sensitivity. So as you can see here, 30 centimeter 360 is about the middle of the road for them. One guy is over here at 52, one guy is at 20, but 30 is the middle of the road. So it's a personal preference thing. I would recommend going anywhere between 20 to 60. That's probably a good range for Battlefront. Again, I'm at a 54. It's going to depend based on what you like. If you guys want to see more of what the Battlefront players are using, you guys can go to any of my videos I have in the description, SWBF player setup gear spreadsheet. You click on this, it opens up a Google Doc, which shows you just a bunch of players who you guys can see here, like there I am, ManPhalanges. You can see I last updated it in October. I'm I'm playing at a 55. Okay, I'm technically at a 54 now because I remeasured it. 400 DPI, 6 out of 11, 8%. You can also see like my monitor, the mouse I use. You guys can see Spathy here. Spathy's playing at a 24 centimeter 360. He's 800 DPI, 6 out of 11, and 10%. So again, totally personal preference. Feel free to take a look at this sheet. Feel free to put any questions you have in the comments below. I would love to help you guys out. That's the point of this video. If you want to know more about like ways to improve your aim, I have videos coming in the future. I'm going to be doing a live stream where I talk about specific things that you can do to improve your game in Battlefront and other FPS games. But this is a good starting point, okay? Figure out your sensitivity, and from there, your skill ceiling will just increase, especially if you're the kind of person who you've been playing FPS games for a while now, but you really notice that your aim hasn't gotten, it's kind of stuck on a plateau. This is how you break that skill ceiling. This is how you push beyond that. You make your mousing a muscle memory movement rather than a kind of guessing game of, I hope I'm going to hit this guy. With all that said, I hope this video helped. Questions in the comments below. Expect to see the aiming tips and tricks video coming soon, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching.